Hey everybody, welcome back to We Are Podcast.
This is Camp Slash Horrorcast, Season 4, Episode 1, A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors.
If this is your first time checking out the podcast network, we appreciate it. Please head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, or iTunes, and give We Are Podcast Network a like. And just a reminder, Camp Slash Horrorcast is a weekly live videocast available on Twitch and YouTube. We go live every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time at twitch.tv/We Are Podcast Network and youtube.com/We Are Podcast Network. As the Camp Slash Horrorcast is live, I will not be editing the audio for this podcast, so what you saw live is what you get here. Please come watch the stream every Monday at 8 p.m. and if you want to see the previous streams, go check out our Twitch or YouTube channel. And for a full list of future films we'll be watching, please head over to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /We Are Podcast. All links can be found in the description. And with that, on to the Horrorcast.
Camp Slash Horrorcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to Camp Slash Horrorcast, where we talk horror movies from the past every Monday at 8 p.m. Central. I'm your head camp counselor, Duck. I'm here with other head camp counselors. We have David. I said, where's the fucking bourbon? Jessup. David, how are you?
Doing good. Thanks for asking. I appreciate that.
Excellent, excellent. Next, we got Raph. Welcome to prime time, bitch. Ramirez. Raph, how are you?
Fantastic.
Fuck yeah. Next, we got Miles. Freddy's home. Francis, Miles, how are you?
Dude, so stoked to talk about this movie tonight.
Me too. I'm pumped. Next, we got Jay. Let's snuff this sucker. McClintock. Jay, how are you?
I am doing well. Doing well.
And finally, we got Javi. I am the wizard master. Iris, Javi, doing all right? You coming back to us?
I'm all right. All
right, cool. Guys, we watched The Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, release date February 27th, 1987. Running time 96 minutes with a budget of 4.3 to 4.6 million. Box office 44.8 million.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it made
Smash.
some money.
Smash.
All right, synopsis. A psychiatrist familiar with knife-wielding dream demon Freddy Krueger helps teens at a mental hospital battle the killer who is invading their dreams. Yes, let us watch a trailer. Let us partake in a trailer. So
Let's watch.
Jay was saying this is the ultimate trailer because it doesn't show shit. Y'all see that? I don't hear shit either.
I see it.
Why is there no
Yeah, I see it.
sound? Oh, here we go.
Funny you mentioned that.
All I see is a little bicycle.
And that's
Want to
the
play a
whole-
game?
I thought that you want to play a game was part of the trailer. I thought not so original. Is this it?
Fucking genius, man.
Fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Did you not hear how much money it made at the box office?
Well, and they had to do something cool to like get everybody back on board because a lot of people at the time did not like Nightmare 2.
Me
Yeah.
included.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So she made a. Is that the farmhouse she was making out of pickles or popsicle sticks?
Does it
It
have
is. Oh, okay, cool.
That's a
Red
dope
door.
house.
Red door.
What if it ends up being Freddy sitting in the? Oh shit! It got me.
Nightmare on Elm Street Part
That was
3.
awesome.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a great trailer, dude.
Just around the corner.
A rubber
And-
shaped bird.
And they made sure to put Wes Craven's name, like, you know, back in
big
bold, like, hey, we're sorry we got rid of him on the last one. We're
Our
apologizing
bad.
now.
Yeah. Oopsie.
Yeah.
They
Supposedly,
didn't give Darabont the writing credit on this trailer either.
yeah, but it's
which
his
was
first
good.
writing thing. Too.
Whatever, dude. First of many.
He wasn't-
Darabont can't lose.
He wasn't the Frank Darabont, there. He was just some guy who wrote the movie.
It was kind of like how Lawrence Fishburne was Larry Fishburne at the time.
Exactly. And oddly
Like-
enough, they put his name on the credits.
They're like, hey, look, man, I'm doing big things on Pee Wee's Playhouse. I don't want everyone to. I don't want my kid viewers to.
I still forget when I watch Apocalypse Now. That's him.
Yup.
So young, so tiny.
So, guys, let's talk about the. Like, was he a Lilliputian? What?
Dude, he was skinny.
He was
He was
young.
19. Was he? I think it was 19 when he made
18.
that.
I think he was younger than that. I think he was like
Yeah.
18,
Guys-
maybe 17 when it was filming because it came
Yep.
out like what 79.
He was
Uh-huh.
between 16 and 20.
Yeah, he was born in July of 61. So
Well,
You
guys,
guys
sorry, go ahead,
Go
Raph.
on.
What were you
I was
say?
gonna say you guys forget he's a young black man in the crack epidemic.
What's that?
Whoa.
Wait, what?
All
Wait,
right.
what?
Cool.
I didn't make the
Okay.
connection there, Raph.
I just have to make this clear. As a white guy, I don't agree with that statement.
All right, guys.
As
let's
an
talk our
ignorant person, I have no idea what we're talking about anymore.
All right, let's talk about our history with the movie. Let's start with Jay. Jay, when's the first time you saw it?
So when I saw this movie, it was well after I saw 4 and 5. I was it was on
What?
Yep, well after. This is what happened. I was it was the weekend and I was watching my Saturday afternoon kaiju movies on Paramount 21 and they had a commercial going up, but don't forget, and it was like 1990, so it was like 3 years after the movie came out. They're like, this Tuesday, 7 p.m. Don't forget, watch Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 and the Dream Warriors.
And
So
then
I
that hand
just-
popped out.
No, I actually the first time I saw this, I saw a TV edited version of it. So I mean,
I'm sorry.
it didn't really cut out a lot. It didn't cut out a lot. You still got to see.
It cut out those titties, man. That's all I
Yeah,
know.
that's about it. But like Bradley Gregg, you still got to see his ligaments and everything, and you still got to see a lot of you still got to see someone getting welcome to primetime. And so
Hell yeah.
I was like, yeah, there we go. And then I watched the full version, and I've probably seen it 40 times easily
Damn.
throughout life.
Well, Miles, how about you? What's your history with it?
So I had an uncle who I thought was like the coolest person ever when I was like 7 or 8 when I saw this movie, because he had like his own separate room at his parents' house. And he had this on VHS. And one time when I was hanging out, we were, playing like NES and watching horror movies. And he introduced me to this one, and it really stuck with me at the time. I already had a knowledge of who Freddy was because I was born in 1985, and they just basically tell you on the way out. Like, by the way, here's Freddy. You're gonna need to know about him. But yeah, I got really familiar with this one, and I've said it many times that this is actually my hands down favorite horror movie, like period. Not just my favorite like nightmare movie, but I just love this movie so much.
Fuck yeah. Raph, you got history with it?
Yeah, man. Actually, so the first one I saw, at my cousin, he did introduce us to that one, and then I didn't see the second one. I saw this one similar to Jay when he came out on UPN 21. Just happened to see it, I think at 7 o'clock, bro, on Friday night or whatever it was. But it came out, and I don't remember the cursing, of course. I don't remember those beautiful titties. That's probably my favorite part of the movie. Other than that, that's when I saw it, and I really did enjoy it, bro. It was really fun kills and everything. But I didn't remember a lot of it until today. I was like, it brought it back, and I was like, oh man, this is definitely worth a watch. Definitely.
Fuck yeah, it's totally great. David, how about you? You got history with it?
I saw it opening night, man. 87.
Yeah.
87. I was a musician in high school, and our band, we won our Battle of the Bands by playing Live Wire by Motley Crue. So I was big into hair metal, and I liked Dokken. I was a big Dokken fan. And so, yeah, man, I dug it. I loved the first Nightmare, hated the second one. And so I was super stoked. Like back then, this is what's so weird about, like, nowadays we have 3 Spider-Mans from different different studios in one movie. Shit like that really didn't happen back in the day. And really, you hardly ever saw people come back after a sequel. And so it was so cool seeing these characters from the original coming back. It was a breath of fresh air. It was really cool to see.
David, do you remember like watching MTV at the time when like Freddy was doing those like takeover? Like I only saw this in retrospect. I wasn't old enough, but I remember there was like moments or weeks that like Freddy like took over MTV. Like, with Dokken hosting shit. You
Dude,
have,
listen, you
memories of that?
gotta realize something, man. That's all we watched back then was MTV. There was no internet. It was MTV. Even when they played shitty videos, we still watched it. It was just something that it was just such a huge part. And I'll never forget Kurt Loder saying that what's his face? Kurt Cobain killed himself because I was watching MTV.
Yeah. How about
That's
the
how I found
Dawkins
out.
video though? Did you used to watch that and be like, I saw that movie. I saw
Oh
that.
well, I mean, it was like I mean, Doc, and I was like, yeah, I know that riff. I can play that riff.
Oh, here we go. We
Yeah.
are the dream. All right,
Even though I'm not a big fan of the song, I like their other stuff, but it was, I mean, it was still cool because back then heavy metal wasn't really in pop culture at all, and so it was cool to see a heavy metal band in that.
and that hook, man, the Dream Warriors hook is pretty good. Hobbs, what's your history with it?
Shit. Like Miles, my uncle who lives with his parents showed me this movie, King.
Uncle King.
Uncle King. Picture it. All right. This one I remember vividly. The year is 1992. We're talking a sweaty, ball-sticking July. New York City heat wave. I'm bored. I don't want to go outside. I'm a chubby kid. Me and Heat don't get along no matter where I'm at. So my uncle kid's like, hey, Jay, you want to watch a movie? I was like, yes. He was like, go to my box, pick out a movie. And I remember watching the first Freddy Krueger Nightmare on Elm Street the summer before. I've never seen part 2 of Freddy Krueger.
You're fine. You're fine.
So I was like, you know, I'm feeling Freddy today. Let's see what happens. And I remember just right off the bat as just being immediately scared as soon as I see him running after when he was just in silhouette. God, and I was watching this yesterday. I was like, oh my God, I used to be scared of this. But yeah, this movie holds a very special place in my heart. It's just that whole summer holds a very special place in my heart.
Right on, dude. And I saw it when I was stoned, so I don't remember when I saw it. I just remember being in my stoner phase in my early 20s, and that was the first time I saw it, and I thought it was great. I don't know which one I like better, the first one or this one, so I go back and forth. That'll be the question I think we'll ask at the end to find out where people stand on that.
Enjoying this episode? Go check out Geekster, a dating and friends app for geeks that focuses on common interests as a way to make meaningful connections. Download today on the App Store or click the link in the description to find out more. Geekster, this is what happens when nerds collide. Geekster, available on iOS and Android.
But let's get into talking about it. This movie is fucking amazing and holds up. The special effects are still good. The green screen, while wonky here and there, is still good. But that third act is just a special effects arama. It's just happening. So we begin with the beginning. The paper mache house. Was there nothing better to do in the 80s to stay
Wait,
awake?
but hold on. First of all, I thought that was behind the scenes footage of Jessup's art room. But
pretty much.
Legit, like, is there a, like, off the top of your head, is there a better horror opening than this? Honestly, like any franchise, like this is such a perfect tone setting moment for like what you're gonna get from a nightmare film.
Do you not remember the opening theme to Goosebumps, bro? That shit fucking slapped.
Well, the thing that this really hits home for me is that there's something always super creepy about children's nursery rhymes, and they really nail the aesthetic. And I'm always been a fan of dream sequences. One of my all-time favorite 80s movies is Dreamscape, even though it's like not very good, but I love the dream sequences in that. And I love that with the way they're able to play with space and camera angles and camera tricks. And also it's so watching it, and a lot of this stuff, you're like, oh man, that's in camera. Like they had her bed in the yard by the house. You know, I love shit like that.
Yeah,
That,
so
the fact that they start you off with, you know, a $20 special effect, which is just some kid putting together you know, a house. That was about a 5-minute sequence. And so in a special effects latent movie like this actually ended up being, it's cool to see where they cut corners like in the smartest ways. And so it was a great way.
Well, it builds tension.
Yeah,
it's the tension that builds in the beginning, especially because as a viewer, when you're watching it, you don't know what she's making. And then when you make the realization that she's making the house, that just was like, fuck.
The house.
Well, that's why I was disappointed, because as a stoner, I was hoping for brownies or a fucking cake or something.
It looks like pancake mix. That's another. And what's cool is they pour it out in like a dark room. So like they do a lot of the opening shots in a dark room. So it looks like somebody who is creating something really masterful. You know what I mean? Like it really highlights all the different ingredients that go into the creation of it. And then they play that song when she turns up. She's trying to stay awake. She's chugging
I wanted to say they do a really good job of like you don't really know if she's fallen asleep because they do several kind of psych outs almost where she's kind of nods off, but even she is like, I don't know what's happening right now, and it's really kind of almost offsetting to the viewer because like we know we're in a nightmare film, so we know she's fallen asleep at some point, but we don't know like if what's happening is real or not at this point.
Plus, it was her first movie. It's Patricia Arquette's first movie, and she's the lead, and she knocks it out of the fucking park. Can you name another horror movie that does that?
Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis. Wasn't that her first horror movie?
Well, no, this was Patricia Arquette's first movie. Period.
Oh, really?
Her first film.
Yeah, she fucking killed it then.
The saddest thing in this franchise is that she doesn't continue on the role in part 4. Like that always kills me.
Does anyone know why?
Because she's Patricia fucking Arquette.
She realized she's too good for this.
Yeah.
Sister of David. He's gonna be killer in Scream.
Yeah.
And Buffy.
She said she'd do 4 if she got to be Freddy.
Hey Jay, I would say the what's her face Joy, in which I believe that was her first film.
Okay, I think that movie's overrated personally.
Oh no! Okay, all right.
What's her name again?
Jim's fighting words.
I'll tell you what I don't think it's overrated. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, The Dream Warriors.
All right, let's talk about. She turns on the radio to play the song "The Fire," which is not the song for the movie. I don't know why the fuck they play that. And then the mom walks in, and the mom's a whore, which made me extremely happy.
Or a single mom in the 80s.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I mean, we don't know that she's had more than just the guy looking for bourbon as a partner. I mean, that's an assumption you're making there, sir.
Yeah, she's definitely a Karen because she definitely speaks some of the worst Spanglish that this side of the. Andale!
I love the fact that they do the scene so differently. In reality, she's a very aggressive mother who's like sick of her daughter's shit. But when they do the callback to that scene later, she's a very loving, caring mother, and ends up, it's just a nightmare. And I thought that was really cool. And then we see that she's building the dream house, or a house that is the house from the first movie. And I thought that was a really cool, and she's one hell of an artist. She's a David Jessup is what she is. She's building something.
By the way, real quick, how old was she when she made this movie?
She was 19. She was born.
Okay, cool. We can objectify her. Okay, cool.
Yeah. That sounds like a wonderful idea.
She's got about a year. She's got about a year on you, Jessup.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So also, children are scary. We got all the children. I love what you guys said earlier. That effect of having the bed mantle, and then they pan out, and you see it's actually the house behind them, and
cool.
all the children are like running around, and children are just scary. And the children aren't doing anything particularly scary. They're just scary in general.
But they're doing like the nursery rhymes, like Jessup already said. That's always like inherently creepy for some reason.
When I wrote my when I wrote my horror movie for Children of Day, the first thing I did was I wrote a nursery rhyme for it because I knew that had to be in there.
Absolutely,
smart. Very smart.
Freddy's first appearance in this movie is kind of lame, though. He kind of just pops out of the hallway and he's like, "I'm gonna get you, bitch!" Running down the hallway,
well, for once, he's not over the top. I mean,
I want the over the top. Dude.
Well, no, that's just it. So, here's the deal. This is what I think. I think that the one. We get a really good balanced Freddy, and then in part 2 we get probably the most boisterous, outlandish Freddy we've ever gotten, and so I think with this one they wanted to kind of take it back to what the real story was, that he's a stalker, and so they don't really make him the main character at the beginning, if that makes sense. I thought they understated him so that he could get bigger throughout, and that was that was in no small part to the scriptwriter.
I think that's absolutely intentional, even in the way that they start with just a shadow of him before we ever see him. You just see the shadow go across the wall.
It's amazing.
But he wasn't a stalker. He was a child murderer. There's a big difference between a stalker and a child murderer.
Well, he was a stalker, murderer, and molester. He was all three.
He's a triple threat.
Yeah.
He's gonna make it in Hollywood.
Real quick.
And slasher. So
Jay, when you say boisterous and outrageous, do you mean gay? Because he was very gay in the second movie, right?
Oh, I don't know why you're making that connection. I never made the connection.
Freddy himself wasn't in over the top, flamboyantly gay. He was
no.
There's a lot of gay overtones in the second movie, but it wasn't Freddy explicitly that was making it that way.
No. I was talking more like the biggest scene in the second movie that I'm even referring to was the pool scene.
Yeah.
Where he's like, "You're all my children now," and then he like walks through the shrubs and it goes to fire
and that one pisses me off because nobody's asleep. That's like he just pops out and like everybody's having a party.
Well, we can I will be glad to discuss Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. I think it is criminally underrated.
Agreed.
Personally, but I just thought he was just really like all the things he did in the second one with the gym teacher, with
that one was pretty gay actually.
No, he's just very like, I mean, like it had nothing to do with like the gay undertones, because a lot of people, I was probably saw that movie probably 13 years after the first time I saw that movie. I go, you know what? There might be some subtext going on here.
I have I saw it as a kid, had no idea that was a thing. And then like, as like an adult, like in my 20s, it's like, yeah, this is pretty homoerotic. I
think Clay Barker could take a lesson from this guy when it comes to Hellraiser costumes.
Who directed it? The guy that directed Jeepers Creepers?
No, actually,
Victor Salva?
They came out with a documentary about that director. It's called Scream Queen, and it literally goes back and like reevaluates like how he was kind of dealing with his own sexuality at the time that he was like making that movie and whatnot.
You mean the actor? It wasn't really the director. It was the actor, Mark Patton.
I think it was the director.
It was the director who was busted for.
No. You're both wrong. It was the writer who was busted for writing all the stuff.
It is the writer. It is the writer.
Yeah, I saw the whole thing, man. I know it now. But anyway, stay on target.
Stay on target. So we get the awesome claws out of the faucet and the hand coming out of the faucet, the bone.
Practical effects.
It's freaking awesome.
Hell
dude.
Yeah, dude.
It's the hand and the claws and the faucet and the claws.
Good. And then she wakes up and she's had slit her wrist. So that gets us into the movie.
The old Richie Tenenbaum.
The whole thing of the movie is they're in an insane asylum, and these kids are the last kids of the parents who killed Freddy. So they are the last ones to be offered up as the lamb slaughter to our demon creature, and it's freaking awesome. We get the arrival of Morpheus, which is just Lawrence Fishburne, but he's pretty good in this movie. I thought
he's great. He did awesome.
You can tell that he's going to be a big deal. I mean, he has a small role, but he does very, very well with
every scene he's in. He just chews it up.
Yeah,
very subtle, but you could tell watching it. And you're like, oh, this is going to be an amazing.
He was not going to be Cowboy Curtis forever.
No.
I like the scene in particular where he's like having to keep Nancy at the end from coming in, and like you can actually see like the humanity in him, where he's like, I have these objectives and I don't want you to hurt these kids, but I want you to be able to say your goodbye. And like you can really see his like. Yeah, you can tell he's an actor in that scene.
And also what was nice about it, it wasn't that typical 80s like black, like, oh, what you talking about, Willis? It was like
turkey.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
That was Kincaid.
That was Kincaid.
That was given to the other guy.
Actually, Kincaid in rehearsal, he was like, listen, man, this is my thing. This is what I do. You do your own thing. Let me do my thing. By the way, guys, can we talk about how great Bill Maher is in this movie?
Bill Maher's killing.
Crushing it.
I'm not going to let you disrespect the name of Craig Wasson. He is in first of all, he's in one of the greatest horror movies of the 80s called Ghost Story. He's also one of the cool. I love it. I like Ghost Story. I lied.
31% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, whatever.
How did you just know that?
Because I went down a Craig Wasson rabbit hole the other fucking day, and I ended up on that movie, and I was like, because I saw that movie in theater, and I was like, oh yeah.
What about the Francis? What was the one he did? Double Identity. Was that a Francis Ford Coppola piece?
I don't know, but I know what you're talking about. That was a good movie.
I was just saying, he just did fun movies. He played 2 roles in Ghost Story. I love Ghost Story because it had that old ghost. It literally had that old feel of like anthology kind of stuff going on. I ate that shit up back in the day.
Well, and it's also one of the creepiest scenes ever when they put that car in the lake and she wakes up.
Exactly.
It's horrifying.
Craig Wasson was doing some things, and then after this, he stopped doing some things.
Yeah. How about the arrival of Nancy? We get her. She's hot shot. She's not even a college graduate. She's just out of high school and been doing some research.
I like that she got gray in her hair now to show that she's been traumatized from Freddy, and then also shows that time has passed.
Pulling a Claire Safids. I knew you would like that.
Oh,
Also,
yeah.
but in the original script, her and Craig Wasson were fucking, and you can see that first scene when they are introduced to each other. I was like, oh, they're fucking.
They were fucking.
Wait,
Dude,
did they
had
not
dinner
fuck in
a
this
lot.
script? I assume they were fucking in this script.
Yeah, they
too.
had dinner a
Yeah.
lot together, and
Yeah.
at his house and shit like that.
In her house. Like
Yeah.
they had a lot of dinner. Like instead of, but they never kissed. But they had a lot of dinner.
Yeah, how much of this movie was cut?
Yeah. So there's a really good scene where Patricia Arquette kicks him in the balls, kicks Bill Maher in the balls. I thought that was badass. I was like, fucking get it. And
He was
then,
actually a Republican before that.
He goes, I'm going lib. I'm going lib.
and then whenever she's saying the rhyme and then Nancy walks in and she finishes the rhyme, that was super cool.
How did you know that name?
So we thought she died at the beginning of Nightmare 1, or at least she was caught back in the
At the end.
world with Freddy Krueger. And it ends up being her mother died, which was that dream her mother's dream?
Well, see, this is one of my biggest issues I have with 1 is that they break they set up these rules about Freddy and then they break them. And then the ending is so bizarre and it doesn't make any sense at all.
They
And
pulled
it
it
just
down.
always, yeah, they really did.
Well, what I'm saying is
That's
that
because
dream,
it's not like your regular movies. You know, it's a cool movie. It lives by its own rules.
so the dream sequence at the end of the first movie, is that the dream sequence her mother experiences whenever she dies in the bed in the first movie and it's set on fire?
They said that
Hot
her mom
take?
died in her sleep in this one, and that was kind of what I thought they were trying to imply.
Yeah, I was intrigued by that because I'm intrigued by if she had to go get out of that nightmare again, or if that was her mother's nightmare. I was thinking that maybe that was a scenario. So, one of the characters cut off their own eyelids, which I thought was a unique visual element to it, and then they end up dying anyhow. And they
What are you
didn't do
talking
very. One of the kid that died before they showed up. You could show.
Yeah. So they don't actually show the
No.
aftermath.
But I thought that was a cool visual, kind of put it in your head.
You got to use your imagination, Jay.
Yeah.
That's
My-
one too. I
my
think was a
dream
good choice to
imagination.
not try to actually practically show it with 1980s effects. Like that would have been challenging to make
pretty
look
funny.
real. And I think just giving you that mental image is pretty powerful.
They had
Yeah.
enough
yeah.
home runs, dude. They hit, dude. I can't
Oh,
think
yeah.
of a single death in this movie that wasn't just like chef's kiss.
Bro, that
Perfect.
TV death, that was my
Wow.
favorite.
Like a lot of the most iconic Freddy deaths in the series all come from this one. The TV one probably being the number one. I think the puppet
Oh.
one is my personal
Yeah,
favorite.
Puppet-
Mine too. Yeah.
I'll put and this is controversial. I'll put Puppet over Roach because a lot of people
Yeah,
think that
same.
the Roach is like the end all be all, and that's my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street.
I don't
too.
think I could.
That's
I don't think
four.
I could. That's. I think that's my 1 and 2, but not necessarily that order. For Roach will always be my top one.
I would
get
put
it.
Puppet over Roach as well.
I think my favorite isn't a death though. My favorite is him eating Patricia Arquette. That puppet is so fucking badass, man.
The penis.
The penis
Oh
puppet.
my
dude, yeah.
god, it's
They,
huge.
they did bring one thing over from Nightmare on Elm Street too, and that was I'm just kidding. Fast phallic
Yeah.
imagery. No,
That
They're like,
worm,
you think you were the gayest Fred or Nightmare before?
we
that
got you
worm
covered.
scene, the worm scene was so cool because the floor is shaking and then it crawls up the wall, and when it pops out and it literally throws her in the air and drops. That is one of the coolest images ever.
I thought my VHS just cut to that scene from Beetlejuice for a minute.
it is similar. It is
Oh,
similar.
Beetlejuice ripped off Nightmare 3. Nice.
So I before we continue on with those, I just want to mention the hot nurse and then we'll continue. Yeah, the dream, when they go into the dream as the dream warriors, and they come across as well, the first time they go in the dream, when they're in the room and they're having the meeting, right? And then they use the little, I don't remember, it was the little guillotine looking thing where it went back and forth and
Metronome?
No.
yeah, thank you. That's what it's called. I call it a guillotine looking thingy. It's unique because they fall asleep and they don't realize they're sleeping, but then he tries the ball thing for some reason, and the balls fly off and fly through the air, and they're like, "We're dreaming. I know we're dreaming." And the wizard kid goes, "I know we're dreaming because I can still stand up when we're dreaming." And I was like, "Oh, that's sad." But then
Unlike
it
real
cut-
life.
Then it cuts to my favorite character, obviously, the drug addict who has a mohawk, and she's like, "I'm bad."
She said, I'm pretty and I'm bad.
Yeah, I was
Well,
I'm
like,
bad and beautiful.
Well, Duck, you
Beautiful.
remember that girl was the star of that movie that you and I watched 4 years ago,
Absolutely.
Bad
She
Dreams.
She was so much more attractive in Bad Dreams. I don't know why.
Well, yeah, because she wasn't a heroin addict.
Yeah, I guess.
She's a method
I don't know.
actor.
That's my kind of woman.
Methadone actor. Ha!
Hey, get it. But yeah, so I feel bad though when they go into the dream world though, they bite it quick. Like she gets a couple kicks in on Freddy, and the next thing you know, he's got her all jacked up with the heroin fingers. It sucks because she's
which got the movie banned in Australia.
Yes, it did.
No way. What?
Really?
Until late into the 21st century.
No shit.
I don't know. Freddie having an orgasm when he was jacking her up full of his hard H. Like his eyes rolled back and became all
He
veiny.
did make a no face, dude. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, heroin is a very relaxing drug,
But not if you're administering it.
This happens
Right.
to
I
me.
know.
I think he
Hey,
was
but-
getting juiced off of taking her soul.
Like, do you get secondary high?
Yeah.
With hair?
Probably.
Well, that dream heroin, that's on a different level. Dude.
Oh, dude. Okay, that makes
shit
sense.
is killer. That shit is killer.
That Kruger H is.
Yeah. And then,
Kruger H.
and then the wizard, I felt bad because he gets like I don't know.
That
why
was
they're-
that was a lame death, man.
what was
I
that?
hated that. The wizard death was lame.
The wizard.
Well, wasn't that guy all of us? Like that,
Oh, yeah.
that guy represented all the nerds.
Yeah.
I loved his, and he just died so quickly, just like it would be.
Yeah.
Did y'all hear?
Like it was
did y'all-
nothing too.
Did you hear his voice change through in the middle of the movie? Like his balls had dropped, I guess.
No, that's funny.
Completely changed.
You know whose balls drop randomly in the middle of the movie is Freddy Krueger, because sometimes it's his Freddy voice and sometimes it's just Robert Englund's voice. And I was like, why are they not overdubbing Robert Englund's voice in these random parts? And I clipped one where it's just him going like, "I'm Freddy." It was so random. It wasn't scary at all. Because every other time it's like, "Come on, bitch," but it was like, "Oh, bitch, let's go." Yeah, but he was
Again,
totally.
are you sure
like
you didn't just accidentally watch part 2?
I did once again. Gonna get you, bitch. The D&D was pretty cool. That whole setup. I like the other characters too. The kid, I guess it's Philip, who gets puppeted or marionetted down the hallway. That's an awesome scene where you see him walking with his hands in front of him, and to set it up by going he sleepwalks, like no one actually think anything bad's gonna happen. I thought that was badass.
Have a nice stroll, asshole.
And he makes puppets too, which
Yeah, that was. I love that sequence when the puppet, the stop motion puppet sequence. That was really cool.
Yeah, that when the puppet turns into Freddy, that was badass. But there's a Godzilla puppet in the background. Did you guys notice that?
I did not see that.
Ah, so excited about the Godzilla puppet because fuck yeah. We get the subplot of the hypnosil, I think is what it was called, which is what Nancy takes, and it suppresses her dreams, and that's why she's been able to, I guess, hide from Freddy for this long.
It's a different type of H.
It's a different type of
It
H.
just knocks you the fuck out.
It feels like they were really trying to set that up to be a bigger part of like this whole franchise, and like they didn't really come back again until I think like Freddy versus Jason is the next time that Hypnosil really matters, if I remember correctly.
Well, they go back to the asylum too in Freddy versus Jason.
Right.
So it's a big callback to.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Whoa! Speaking
two of the
of
kids
high
are-
pitched voice,
Nerd. Kincaid is
The
freaking
sassy
out.
black woman. I love him. I love Kincaid. He was like everybody's sassy mom, and I love it.
Yeah,
He had all the lines.
he
definitely
did remind
freaked
me
out.
of the mom from Good Times.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Florida. Is that
Florida. Yeah, he freaked out a lot, and I thought it was great. But he is
It
a
was
lot
hilarious.
of people's favorite part of the movie. A lot of people love Kincaid when they.
Well, Kincaid's he's a trailblazer, man. Can y'all name another movie where the black guy survives?
Yeah.
I mean,
Alien
like,
3. Nope, he died.
I love how you like just shot down your own example
Yeah.
right away.
Immediately.
None of us even processed it yet, and you already told you were
Like,
you were
never
wrong.
mind.
Have you guys ever seen that? I think Jay or maybe one of you guys recommended it. It's like a 12-hour
Dawn of the Dead.
documentary.
what's that?
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead.
Oh,
He's
Confirmed.
talking about the
Night of
black
the
guy
Living
Night
Dead.
of the Living Dead.
But
He dies at the end.
Yeah, but he does. Yeah, Kim Ferrari, he does get bitten in Dawn of the Dead, so I don't think it technically counts.
Oh no!
But there's
Yeah.
like a 12-hour documentary on Shudder about 80s slasher films, and they actually
Yeah.
interview they interview Kincaid, and he is so proud of that fact that he survived a horror
Are you
movie.
talking
It's super
about?
cute.
Are you talking about horror noir, where they talk about the history of black horror?
No.
No,
This was the other one that's like it goes through all the horror movies.
In Search of Darkness.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
but
he was.
But he
Trailblazer.
dies in the fourth one. So
Dude, don't ruin it. Don't ruin his
Yeah,
shine,
spoiler.
bro.
Yeah, spoiler, bro.
Just saying. How about the creepy guard who's hitting on the 16-year-old? What the
Yeah,
hell
that was
about?
That's the creepiest part of this whole movie, dude.
Yeah,
Any type of greasy goomba from Staten Island.
I was gonna say even Freddy was like, "That's fucked up, bitch."
Yeah. He ended up getting the same type of job in Kill Bill.
Did he? Is that the same guy?
No.
The fucking
My name's
some
Buck.
lube down
I
there?
like to fuck.
Yeah, who's gonna trust a crazy junkie chick like you? It was so random.
Yeah, that was really like one of the darkest parts of the movies because it was so real.
Very real.
Okay.
Like that probably happened just in
That
a
was
lot of workplaces at that time,
uncomfortable.
honestly.
Yeah, my question is on the TV death. I forgot about this. How the fuck do they think she got up there? There was no like ladder. There was no.
She took a running start, dude.
Yeah, man.
She jumped like Mario after a coin box.
She like, let's go, and then she went head first into
Is
the
that
TV.
shit wrong?
And
That's
by the
what I'm
way,
saying,
can we give it up for the person that installed that TV that it stayed up
Yeah.
Seriously.
Great workmanship.
I mean, and
That
to be fair,
orderly
she,
deserves a fucking raise, dude.
and to be fair, she was a little chunky, so you think it would have fell.
Didn't she look like the girl that does the voice for one of the
Lisa
Simpsons
Simpson,
characters?
Yardley Smith. Yep.
She looks like Yardley Smith.
Yeah.
Miles, can you confirm or deny that fact?
Yardley. It's Yardley. But yeah,
Yardley.
yeah,
Thank you.
That's what I thought. Oh, she's gonna go to Hollywood and be a stunt double for Yardley Smith.
Yeah, she definitely looked like her.
Yeah, she definitely did.
Because
how about-
I was on the internet being like, that has to be her, and again I was shot down because I'm horrible at naming it.
kind of looked like a
Also
Cabbage
look-
Patch Kid come to life.
I was gonna say she could easily
did.
also play like Lisa Simpson in a live action Simpsons movie if they just like
Totally.
spiked her hair up.
Yep.
How about the disappearing nun, or as I called her, the nun on the run, because she just kept coming into scenes and they're like slowly walking out of them. Like,
Oh, you
What
mean
happens to
Mrs.
those?
Kruger?
yes,
Did
my
you
bad.
watch the ending, Duck? Like,
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
there's
bro.
a reason she mysteriously disappears all the time.
she was raped hundreds and hundreds of times and had
She
Freddy, the
did.
child of 100 maniacs. What a great fucking creepy, horrible. Like they don't show it. Like she just says it, and that monologue she sells it, and it's so fucking wrong. You know what I mean?
Imagination.
And it became kind of a running thing in the following movies where they talk about that. You know what I mean? Up
So,
until part 6 where they show Freddy's dad, who's Alice Cooper. So how does that work in?
It doesn't.
That
But
movie-
that, but that
that
can-
movie-
It doesn't.
That
They
movie
just
does
give
not
it up.
count.
3,
yeah.
4, and 5 have a great run together. Like they fit really well
Oh,
considering
yeah.
they changed directors and everything. But 6 is just all over the place.
So, did you guys ever hear about the script that Robert Englund wrote for this?
No.
Freddy's Funhouse is what it was called. And
Yep.
he wanted to do, I don't know the exact details of what he wanted to do for his.
Well, basically, he wanted the backstory of Freddy to be that he was innocent, and that the parents they pinned it on him, and it wasn't him, and that's why he's so vengeful as a spirit.
I mean, that would have worked, I guess. There was another version of this movie that Wes Craven wrote too, which
Came out to be what? New Nightmare. It was basically the
well
plot
there-
for New Nightmare.
They came up with the plot for New Nightmare, then they didn't want to do that, so he came up with another script for it. And God, I wish I would have paid attention to the video I watched earlier, and I would have told you all about it. But it was a different take on it. And finally, they're like, "No, that's too cunt heavy." Literally, that was the problem with the script, is it said cunt a lot, and decided to do something completely different. Yeah. So they ended
That
up
seems
going
like
with that.
a simple word change fix.
Yeah,
as
just
opposed to like a whole
delete.
just
No, you can't mess
No,
with
you have to
Wes
say it.
Craven stuff. You gotta leave it the way it is. I just wish I could remember what the plot of it was. But they ended up changing it to this, which I mean, it worked out great. So, you know, fuck
Well,
it. And Wes Craven got to do, you know, New Nightmare eventually, anyhow. So whatever.
It'd be
It was like
interesting
a
to
five.
know how Frank Darabont ended up in his position for this too. Just like this is a pretty big franchise.
On
to
his
get
knees, sucking a dick.
those-
Like
on
everyone
the set of
else.
Nightmare 2.
Yeah, that's Hollywood, bro.
Well, then
Did you-
after this, right after this, he wrote The Blob.
Oh,
Directed by the same director. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Same.
No
Oh yeah.
way.
Chuck
I didn't
Russell.
know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Chuck
same
Russell and Frank
director.
Darabont. They were
I didn't know Frank wrote The Blob, but I am very disappointed in my horror stuff.
But you loved The Blob though.
I
Yeah.
love The Blob. Well, let's be honest. I love what's her face.
Oh, Johnny
Saw.
Smith.
Oh fuck.
So you must love Saw 3.
I hate Saw movies, but I'll watch her in Saw. I'll watch her in any Saw
she's
movie.
heavily in that.
I met her once at a sci-fi convention.
How was that?
It was a dream come true. I was
Did
dressed as Steve Awesome.
Yeah. Did you tell her Steve Awesome loves you?
Oh yeah. She was very uncomfortable. You got to remember, man, Steve Awesome. If you didn't know it was a bit, it was real. Like he was very uncomfortable for people.
All right, how about the sexy nurse? Let's get to them titties. I'm sorry. The sexy
great.
nurse scene is fucking awesome. The fact that she bites out his tongue and
She's
wraps.
classic 80s hot, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's like,
Oh,
like
yeah,
straight out of
100%.
a 80.
And she literally-
Straight out of a Motley Crue music video.
Yeah, exactly.
And literally her line is, "Do you like my body?" And I'm sitting there going, "Uh-huh."
Yeah.
Yeah, she came right off the pages of definitely not Playboy, probably more of a hustler pin or play pin type of girl.
So we get to go to the dream world, which is basically the entire third act, and I fucking love the design of it. I love the way it looks. It's creepy. It's lit well. It's almost parallels the junkyard where his body is buried. The car graveyard.
Well, it's not buried. It's in the car.
It's in the
It
creepiest
needs to be
looking car.
buried.
Yeah,
That's fucking ridiculous.
Hey,
How long
you
has
like that?
Well, let's
Airport.
7
Well, let's-
feet away from being done with him for this entire time.
Well, let's talk about the return of the other character from part one. Let's talk about the
Her
dad.
dad?
The
Oh,
sheriff.
he also wrote a script for this movie, which
was also a
didn't
bitch.
sound too good.
Yeah,
Didn't-
that-
what
this-
it was is he wrote a prequel. It was a prequel to this movie, and it wasn't very good.
Because it was like a Law and Order type of situation.
I think so.
dun, dun.
I think so.
So yeah, no. What's his name? God,
John Saxon,
Thank you, John Saxon.
And
he's a great
Enter the
character
Dragon.
actor,
He's-
man.
A great character actor. Yeah,
Yep.
he's really good. It's kind of creepy the way he says hi to his daughter when she comes into the scene the first time. I was like,
Right? He's trying to fuck.
Well, she's
Yeah.
smoking hot, man. Of course, he's like, oh yeah.
Hey,
He
why
was,
you
he
did
was
that?
like 6 beers deep, so you start having weird thoughts.
Oh yeah, then it's okay.
He's a method actor too, so he was really drunk.
That's them Freddy beers. and him and a bunch of regular parents fucking murdered a guy.
Yeah,
he deserved. Well, for the very reason.
that'll fuck you up. That'll fuck you up a little bit.
But then he was a dick too to her. It's like, you just left trying to forget. We don't forget that shit. He was
Yeah.
just like remembering that at the bar every
Yeah,
night.
but then she
talking about it.
tries to remind him that Freddy's back, and he's like, "You stop that shit, backhand."
Yeah.
He still has the script where Freddy's innocent, so he's feeling a lot of guilt.
That's what it
I think he did write that part.
Yeah, he was pretty good though, and like he goes out like a bitch though. But I do like the heavenly.
I liked his death, honestly.
liked
dude.
it?
I mean,
He
like the way he
fought.
got pushed up against the car.
Yeah, he fought
Yeah.
Freddy.
He was fighting a fucking skeleton.
Skeleton,
Dude. Have you
which
ever
looked
fought
really
skeleton?
good.
I mean, I expect more out of these characters when they fight, but if it was me in the same scenario, I wouldn't even get 2 punches in. So whatever.
Well, that brings us back to Freddy being a little bitch, because every fight scene he gets hit, he gets cut, he gets knocked down. I'm
But
like,
he gets
bro,
up
gets a
again. You're never gonna knock
bar
him
through-
down. dude.
Yeah, he's cup thumping, bitch. Don't you know? Come on.
That's the
Come on,
whole
come on.
rub, dude. He plays heel,
He's
and
like,
then
come on,
he
hit me.
takes his hits, and then he gets the dusty finish at the end with the evil kills.
I got him.
Oh, did you notice in the bar? It's called Little Nemo's Bar, which
No.
is a reference to Nemo the Dream Master, not the movie, which came out later, but the original 1911 movie is what it's a reference.
No.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then I like how Bill Maher, like, he's like, she can't convince him that he needs to go help them, so he's like, go be with the kids, I'll take care of it. And then he goes up, he's like, "Hi, I'm so and so, I'm Bill Maher,
Let's do
and
this."
fuck this table." And he checks the table.
My favorite part of the movie though is when he steals the crucifix, but gives his license as collateral.
Yeah. He's like, I need this.
He was kind of a sissy. Yeah, he was kind of like because
The priest is like, "What are you doing, bro?" He's like, "Wait, no. Here's my license. I'll be right back."
Yeah.
Well, you gotta think about it. He's a hypnotherapist. He's not fucking a exorcist or yeah.
That was great, Raph. That was great.
I don't know. That's how they sold the hypnotherapist to me. They're like, they're gonna exercise.
I want to bottle Raph's answer, and I want that to be it. He was you know, whatever.
I would like to bottle it and pull it out 3 years just here. They open it. So yeah, the body is buried in a junkyard basically, and
it's not buried.
No, it's not buried. You're right. If it was buried, this whole thing wouldn't have happened, like you said. I don't know. I thought that was kind of weird, but it worked for me at the same time. The skeleton, that's what I was trying to get to. The Harryhausen skeleton fight with Freddy is fucking awesome. I love it. The fact that did anyone else dig the skeleton as it just pops out of the bag and goes?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, I thought it was great, dude.
As a callback, like you said, you nailed it. You know, Ray Harryhausen, callback to that. Even as a 10-year-old, I thought those special effects were kind of shitty, but I was like, nah, I'll forgive it.
Well, and all of the other effects are so good that you do kind of forgive this one. Yeah,
it definitely stands out, but it's okay.
Agreed.
Army of Darkness did the same thing where I was like, you know what? I gave the same excuse. I was like, whatever.
The one that really works though is when they have the dream sequence with Patricia Arquette. Can't say her name. Arquette. Mother is actually being nice, and then Freddy goes, "Where's the bourbon, bitch?" and cuts off her head.
Yeah,
and that head talking looked so fucking good.
That was dope.
For 87, no shit, that's fucking. That was really
awesome.
fucking.
That was
how do you think they got that? Do you think like CinemaScope or some shit like that, or?
No, they totally green screened that. It just
that's green screen.
That was just a very good composite, as well.
I think one of my favorite effects is a very quick effect, but I thought it was incredibly impactful. Was the pig?
With the
puppet pig, yeah. Little hand.
That one's definitely a jump scare, but it's a deserved jump scare to some extent, and it just kind of sets the tone of like things aren't right in this dream world.
It would have been better when you go into the scene, the pig has an apple in its mouth. It would have been better if it spit out the apple and said, "What do you know, bitch?"
Awesome. They had another puppet in mind they used literally 10 minutes later.
So
you're like choke on that instead.
Very nice. There's a lot of bad ADR in this movie. But
did anybody else have a hard time reading what he was writing on the mute's body when, like, to send a message?
No, they were giant slashes.
Yeah,
I know, but like I had a hard time reading. Maybe I'm dyslexic, but like those C's look weird. Like, what the fuck is he saying?
Hey man, you should try subtitles.
Yeah.
No man, never.
My chess / judgments as a young lad were not quite as sophisticated as they are now. But I was like, okay, come and get him, bitch.
Come and get him, bitch.
Joey, I don't like though anyway. Like I never liked Joey. Joey's
what?
Like,
you had a problem with Joey?
Joey has the best death in part 4, though.
Oh yes, he does. He deserved it too.
Yeah.
Do you think you were jealous because he was the only one that had a chance with Patricia Arquette because they were all trying, but he was like the cute one out of them?
You asking me if a 9-year-old, if I was worried about the mute and Patricia Arquette?
Yeah,
dude, I was all about the. When I was that young, I like girls closer to my age. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's just
She is closer to your age. You would have been what?
I was 10.
You were
10.
She was
20.
Oh,
what kind of girls were you dating when you were 10? Oh man,
I'm still into women who are.
Let's talk.
I'm still into women who are 20, 30 years older than me. That's all.
Oh, hell yes.
Yes.
Now we're talking.
Yep.
Now we're talking.
Power. Other than that,
lock up your grandmas, everybody.
Only if they offer me hard candy. That's all I'm going to say.
His name's Duck, and he don't give a fuck.
Listen,
you want some Russell Stovers? Hell yeah.
My name's Duck, and I like to party.
If you knew how into Werther's Originals I was, you would be shocked. They are amazing. And the things you can do with them.
How come you never watch Cocoon, dude?
What's that?
How come we've never watched Cocoon then, bro? You'd be fucking.
Oh, dude, I can't watch it. I watch
Jessica
Cocoon
Tandy. I'll be blowing loads of my pants all day.
I was gonna say I watch Cocoon like I watch porn. I get through a scene at a time. That's
Dude,
why.
Cocoon's like got some weird thing where you like can't get it. Like it's like the distribution rights or something or law. I don't know. I just read about it recently. But
Yeah.
like, you can't get Cocoon like on any streaming service, and like if you don't own like the VHS, essentially you don't have a way to watch it.
Same with The Fly too.
I believe it's
Oh,
a
yeah, that's
Disney
weird,
movie
yeah.
though, because Disney Plus announced last year they were going to do a Cocoon series on either Disney Plus or Hulu. I can't remember, but that was something that was announced.
I think Cocoon aren't those on Disney Plus?
They might be, but I know it's a Disney franchise of some sort. So got that Brimley in it. It's killing it. But back to Nightmare 3.
Topless Brimley.
Then they go into the dream world. They have that really cool scene with the mirrors. I thought was badass. Now I was trying to figure out how they.
I love that room. That hallway. I want to replicate that design. The aesthetic of that hallway was so fucking cool.
You gonna put that in your house? You think?
Yes. No. In a miniature
diagram.
Oh, that would
Yeah.
be badass.
Diorama.
Yeah. And then you got the final fight scene where she drop kicks Freddy. That was badass. And then Nancy runs the rod through his stomach. Now I thought it was crazy. He pulled it out and then licked it. I was like, "What's the imagery here? What's going on with this?" But
You
Mind
want
games,
it to be
bro.
gay.
Mind games.
just
That's how you
fucking with
win
them.
it. That's how you win street fights.
You take the rod, you pull it out of your stomach, then you lick it, and then you get the street cred.
He's like, now they're not gonna fuck with me.
This man is crazy. We're not messing around.
all the other shit you've been doing, I can look past it. But you look the pole that was inside of you, man. You're on
Come
a
on,
different
guys.
level.
Let's wake up and get out of here. This guy's a freak.
Yeah, how'd you like it? Like, so they're in that room with all the mirrors, right? And then Joey unveils his superpower. He has the superpower to scream like a little bitch. Congratulations, Joey.
So that was the worst superpower.
You found looks like you found your dream power. Yeah, I would have rather been strong or a gymnast or a wizard, but screaming's cool.
Then we get Nancy's dad floating down in a heavenly glow, which even I
he
bought
did.
into. And I was like, "Oh, this is his angel. I get it." And then we get the
Wait, you thought he was dead for reals?
No, he was dead for real
Yeah.
at that point, but he
That's why he said I crossed over.
Yeah, he was definitely dead, but
Yeah.
I think Duck's saying he bit the bait of that.
I totally
Yeah,
did the
yeah,
bait,
yeah.
I was ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy about
It was
that.
a Werther's original
Wait,
though, so you can't
wait,
blame him.
Doc, did you just gloss over the fact that Freddy opened up his shirt? And
Oh yeah, all the little the
Dude.
spirits.
He's stronger now.
Oh yeah, dude. That continues more and more as. Did they do that in the first movie? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
No,
Negative.
but they continue that in the sequels. I know that from here on in. Like
In the first one, he cuts himself
Shot.
open and just kind of like cuts off his fingers and he cuts open his either chest or stomach.
isn't that the second movie where he cuts open and he crawls out of like the?
Well,
the
yeah,
guy?
he comes out of Jesse that way.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy imagery.
I tell you what, guys, the first I don't just want to jump into the first one real quick because talking about scenes, the dream in the high school where the body bag gets lifted
with
up
Tina,
and then and that to me still gives me nightmares.
It was pretty badass.
With the centipede in the mouth?
The what?
When the centipede comes out
Yeah,
of the mouth?
the centipede crawls out her mouth when they open up the body bag.
Yeah.
That's fucking badass. But yeah, so I'm buying into the fact that the dad came down just to say goodbye, and then she gets the old right in the freaking abdomen with the freaking knives, and I'm like, oh no, Nancy's dead. But then Nancy,
Straight up shanked her.
she kind of gives the franchise to the Patricia Arquette character, and
Patricia Arquette's like, nope, I'll give it to the next girl.
I'm good.
and I'm glad she did.
And she is dead
Yeah?
as shit. Yeah, let's talk
Hold on,
about that.
I want to hear about Jay's what he just said. What was that, Jay?
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, there's no joke. Oh, and 4 is my absolute favorite. And Lisa
But
Wilcox.
you don't think it would have been better with Patricia Arquette kicking the role?
I'm just saying. When Lisa Wilcox, I meant her character passed.
Got you. Okay, I got you. I do like Lisa's character a lot. As well.
I didn't hate Tuesday Night. I didn't hate Tuesday Night in the next one. She wasn't Patricia, but whatever.
Sure.
Is
Yeah.
what
She was
it
also a
is.
very limited screen time for what it was the opening sequence, and like you said, on to Lisa for the most part.
Yeah.
The end, we get the funeral, and then we get the house scare. I don't know what exactly if it was supposed to be scary or what it was, but it worked. It bookended it well.
Just showing
with the
that
house.
Freddy's not done. He's still around.
I thought maybe it was Nancy in the house turning on the light as like a keeping them safe at night.
You watch Poltergeist too many times, man. You completely bought it. You completely bought into this Disney fantasy of Freddy. And these guys are not here to make you happy. These guys are here to make you scream.
You know, when
Depends.
Russ Craven agreed to write this, his whole idea was like, "Hey guys, this is going to be the final one," and so he wanted Freddy dead. But this movie made too much fucking money, man.
Of course.
I mean that it was one of the high. I think at the time it was the highest grossing independent film of all time.
Yeah.
Nah, it wasn't higher than Halloween yet.
Or
But it was up there. It was up there.
Also, he wanted the points off the back of it. That's why he agreed to come back in the first place, because he
Nothing
realized
wrong
it
with
was a
that.
franchise. He wanted to franchise out that character and get some money from him. So that's
Makes
why
sense to
Wes
me.
Craven even agreed to come back in the first place. So just much like John Carpenter on Halloween 3, agreed to come back and do something a little bit. And eventually we do get New Nightmare, which is unique and meta, and
I love that. I love
love
that
that
movie,
movie.
man.
it's a
so good.
movie. Now, what do I think is the best movie in the series? No. And that's what I want to close on. Do we have anything else to say about the movie other than it's fucking awesome? It's fucking great. And I
Yeah,
love it.
actually, I think one other thing that we need to talk about how awesome and great is the poster. Just the movie poster itself is incredible.
Sure.
It's not incredibly accurate though.
Not
Thank you.
accurate,
That's
I'll
my
give you
issue I
that.
have with it.
Oh,
My
I am-
issue I have with it is that is not an accurate poster.
Oh,
But
just
if you
took it
look
down,
at if you
Doug.
look
I had
at
it in front of me
posters,
up until you just did that.
if you look at a lot of posters back in the day, especially in the 80s, they were not accurate for what was in the movie.
I think it's because the movie wasn't as easily like transferable. Like now you can digitally send a copy of the movie or at least clips from your movie to the art studio in like Korea or wherever it is, and they'll, do it. Versus, back then it was like, all right, so it's about this one kid who's kind of into D&D and this drug addict chick who's a biker. And then we've got our main chick who's, she's probably going to be a brunette. I don't know. We'll figure that out later.
But I do see she has the gray stripe in her
It
hair.
is like Nancy, isn't it?
But if you look at the movie poster for Friday or for Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge, that one's incredibly accurate, down to the actual faces of Jesse and his girlfriend.
That's a
with
great
him.
movie poster, though.
Yeah.
I
love
still
that
don't
movie
understand how
poster.
that part 3 poster is not accurate though.
None of the characters look like the
they don't look like
characters,
that from the
yeah.
movie. The
Oh,
girl that plays the punk rock chick, she doesn't have her hair like that.
Here we
And
go.
Nancy
Look
does
how-
it. That's a cool poster,
That's
man.
cool one.
That's extremely accurate.
Yeah, that's a cool
that
poster.
is cool.
Yeah, well, let's look at all the posters. Let's look at all the Nightmare on Elm Street
All
posters. see
right,
if we
let's
can-
go. Nightmare on Elm Street 1 poster.
That one's, I mean, even though that really doesn't look like Heather Langenkamp, that
It's
sells
The
it.
original's my favorite. That is amazing.
That
Yeah.
sells it, man.
That's
I don't
creepy. I
know.
like it.
That face
Go-
on there has always been like a little bit off to me, but it still is an amazing.
He looks
poster.
constipated. I mean,
Yeah.
what? All right, so we got 2,
Two's the one we just saw.
2, killing it with that. 3. I think the
We saw 3.
Japanese
Go to 4.
poster. Wait, let's do the Japanese poster real quick because I think it's unique too.
You the Freddy.
No, it's
Yeah,
not this one. I'm thinking
Japanese
It looks like something
Godzilla.
from Back to the Future.
of. Yeah.
Back
That's
in
not
Hey,
time.
look, it's got the right Terra on there.
Yeah, it's got the right
And
hair.
it's got Joey.
and Joey on the
Yeah.
bed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Got
is
the
that
heroin
Freddy?
needle.
No,
Like
never
the
mind.
Japanese went all in with the heroin needles. Like
Look, they got that one down there. It says Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors, and it's got the new Nightmare. Oh, they're merging. Okay, go to 4.
look at that Freddy 3 poster. Look how awesome.
That is fucking
That's
awesome.
dope.
That is a killer poster.
Where is that from? That,
That's from the scene where he kills Joey.
France. That's
no,
France.
it's
Oh,
France.
France.
Thank you. Yeah.
J'étais, mais j'étais l'autre Freddy.
A Nightmare 4? That poster's not.
That's a great
killer.
poster.
Because you get to see all the cars, and that looks like Lisa Wilcox.
So, are there cars? Do they play a role in 4? I don't know.
Yeah, it's the
It's
first
the
kill.
opening. Yeah.
It's the first kill.
The
Spoiler.
the dog comes and
Oh,
like
I
pees
know,
on the
yeah.
bones and wakes it all up.
Why is Freddy pregnant?
The Dream Child.
Freddy
They should-
delivers.
I'm having a
Somebody
baby,
should do a
bitch.
merge of this movie with like Junior, where Arnold Schwarzenegger gets pregnant, and just
Oh,
have like
no.
Freddy
Look
have a
at the-
baby bump.
Look at
I
the
kinda get a-
tagline. The tagline: Freddy delivers.
I'll ask the
Oh,
lady.
Get a
no.
labyrinth vibe from that.
I don't know
Wait.
what there was.
Wait,
Wait.
Go back to that one with the kid. I think that's Japanese.
Oh,
that's
awkward.
awesome. That is awesome.
Oh my god.
Congratulations. It's a nightmare.
Oh
With
my
pregnant-
god.
Pregnant Freddy.
Yes.
All right, were you
That
on
is
top?
Third row
amazing.
from the left, 3 down. That one.
This one right here?
Yes.
I
What
hope
the
to
fuck
God
is
that's
happening?
right.
Oh my god.
That's
That is
awesome.
perfect. That is
Wow.
absolutely perfect.
That's
Okay,
horrifying.
6. That's the Freddy. I'll put it this way: when I was 10, I thought that was the shit with the truck with the little bus on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
don't
I knew
know.
6 was terrible, but man, I loved it as a kid.
I don't know. I like this one better on the tombstone.
Which one is the one with the kid from Mercury Rising?
That's
That's
New
5.
Nightmare. That's New Nightmare with Miko
Oh.
Hughes.
Oh yeah. This is 7.
You're talking about the kid from Jurassic Park in 5, Doc.
Yeah, that one's not super creative, but Freddy's.
Oh no, the first one. The first one's badass. To go to that's
that
the
one.
original.
Yeah,
one.
that one's pretty.
Oh shit.
It's so less. Again, it's less is more, man. And
Mhm.
it's fucking.
I want
I
some of
remember
these,
seeing
but-
that one at Blockbuster, just like the creepy eyes
What
looking
is
at you in the
this?
shelf.
All right, that's pretty sweet. All right, it's Is there anything else about the movie, Miles? You said you had something else about the movie. You wanted to talk about.
It was just I wanted to talk about the poster. We
Okay.
discussed that thoroughly.
The music in the movie is fucking amazing too.
Yes.
We always kind of forget to mention the music, but the music in this movie really is really good, and it holds up. And it has stings with the characters do things and stuff like that. But it uses the chimes for a lot of stuff. The music box kind of sound. I just absolutely love it. I think it's just amazing. Just like that Freddy's theme, that dun dun dun. Dun just holds up. It's so awesome. And then of course the Dawkins music video, The Dream Warriors, which should we play a snippet of that? I think we should.
Why not, dude?
You're not getting monetized from this anyway, so you might
Oh
as well.
fuck no. I never get monetized from anything. So I don't worry about it too much.
You're not getting monetized from this
Oh
anyway.
no,
so
what the hell is
I
that?
never get monetized.
Whoa,
That
what
was
was
weird.
that?
That was weird.
Whoa, who
We hit a
Our,
time loop.
our
dude.
simulation overlords had a little bit of a.
Fuck no, I never get monetized.
What?
That's weird.
What is going on?
I don't know what the fuck is going on. That's creeping me out.
It's creeping me out too. Why is it
Okay, this is how Unfriended started, y'all.
all right, let's
Simulation open.
is somebody playing the thing? No?
And where'd Raph go? Oh my god, he's the first one
Is
to
it
die.
Raph?
Who's Raph?
Raph is gone.
Oh shit.
Who's Raph?
right.
Who are you talking about?
Yeah, I have
Oh
no
fuck,
idea.
here we go. Here we
Oh my
go.
god, he's the first one to die.
All
Who's
right,
Raph?
the second I open up Windows Explorer, it does that. So I'm not opening that anymore. Let's go to clips.
No,
I'm not-
that was me. That was me.
Oh, what the fuck, dude? Why were you doing that?
Because it was fun.
Because it was fun. That's the answer. That should be the answer to everything. Why'd you do that? It was
It was
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I love your spirit, man.
All I
Why'd
could
you
figure
do
out is
anal?
every time
It
I
was
opened
fun.
up, and I couldn't figure out for the life of me why it was happening, but every time I opened it, it worked. What is that? Hobby,
I was
stop.
watching the live cast. That's all.
Well, who's watching stuff now?
Not me. My phone.
Oh,
Not
okay.
me.
Doc, are you okay?
No, I'm having a stroke that Hobby
Is
had earlier.
everybody in?
All
Hey,
right.
you guys remember when Duck had a stroke? Hobby's like, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
You can't catch strokes, Duck.
Yes, you can.
You can catch
Alright.
these hands.
I
By
like
the
that
way,
they got,
I'm so happy she never fixed her teeth.
Yeah. I have
Just
no
get to the
idea who
good
this
part.
is.
Dawkins.
Docking, bro.
There we go.
Here you go.
Dude, this was on MTV all the time. Look at that guitar. Fuck yeah.
Oh god.
I remember
see
trying
Freddy.
out for a band in '87, and they were like, "You're a good bass player, but your hair's just not long enough."
That's awesome. That's an awesome hook. With a dream warriors. All right. let's
See,
get the-
I loved it back then. They used to like do that advertising of like a movie would come out, it would have a soundtrack, and the music video was the song with clips of the movie.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it was such a
That's how you
And
promote
it's such a
yourself
good
in
promotion,
movies. Yeah.
dude. Like,
It
yeah,
really was, man.
I would go to see movies because of a dope music video on MTV. Like,
I mean,
And
yeah.
this was the last one that used rock, because in 4 and 5 they used rap.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Shit.
Yeah,
I
the
remember
fourth one
I,
they got the Fat Boys.
Oh no.
I remember I hated Jimmy Page and P. Diddy for tricking me into go seeing that god awful Godzilla rendition.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Oh,
Oh,
That was
yeah.
a killer song though.
Bunch
know
of the
what?
people from The Simpsons
did
were in that movie
Cashmere.
too.
You know what I forgot? If we recommend this movie, I totally forgot because I got stuck on the poster thing. All right, out of the movies, just go down the list, see if everyone recommends. But real quick, which is better, 1 or 3? That's what I want to know from you. Okay, so let me know what you think. Jay, we'll start with you. Which is better, 1 or 3, and do you recommend?
3 is the best movie in the franchise. And yes,
Right on.
obviously I'd recommend.
Awesome. Javi, 1 or 3? What do you think?
3 all day.
3 all day.
3 all day. And yes, I recommend.
All
I recommend both 1 and 3 and the whole series. Watch it. Be all
Right
fun.
on. Miles, 3 or 1? And do you recommend?
3 is my favorite. I think it's the best horror. It's my favorite horror movie. I don't think it's the best horror movie, but it's my favorite horror movie. Absolutely recommend it. Just watch the whole series. Honestly, they're all charming in one way or the other. This one's the perfect blend of like funny Freddy and like scary Freddy with the incredible effects.
Fuck yeah. David, how about you? You recommend 3 or 1?
I like 1 better than 3, and I recommend watching 1 and only 3 because if you watch those back to back, they kind of fit together and it ends, and then you don't have to watch anything else.
And then you watch Freddy versus Jason because that's the third part.
That's pretty cool. I like
Yeah.
that. I like that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
I it's super fun, man. It's super 80s. It's everything about. You know what's interesting? Just real quick, you have your 3 big iconic horror people are Jason, Michael Myers, and Freddy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Freddy's the only one that talks. I always found that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Wait,
He says
so-
it's my favorite thing. Bitch.
So, Nightmare on Elm
also
Street's 1, 3, and Freddy versus Jason. They're the only 3 out of all those movies that actually fit together in some type of
No,
way.
1, 3, 4, and 5 fit together perfectly.
Yeah.
But you could make the argument for 1, 3, and then Freddy vs. Jason just to follow that Hypnosil line and the callback to the thing. But yes, 3, 4, 5 is my favorite run.
Yeah,
Okay.
I consider 3, 4, and 5 its own trilogy.
Mhm.
I consider 1 the prequel to that trilogy.
That's
In
good. I
my-
like that.
I would
In
I would
my-
agree with that
in my-
100%.
And just as a kid and whatever, like
Yeah,
that's how I viewed it.
That's
5,
pretty cool.
like Dream Child was the end of the what I call the whatever Alice the Alice series. Even though she wasn't in 3, it's the end of her arc. So
Yeah.
Raph says it's disconnected. Number 3, yes, I would recommend. So he
Thanks,
says
Raph.
go for it.
we miss you.
As for me, I highly recommend it. I like 1 and 3 the same. I think they're both great.
Oh, that's such a cop out answer, dude.
I don't want to. I don't want to
Honestly.
pick one. I
Gun to
just-
your
sides,
head.
man. Both
Gun
sides
to your
have
head.
No,
Gun to your
3.
head. 1 or 3.
3.
if
Oh,
three-
there it
Or
is.
I'm sucking that dick.
3, I'm not even. 3
That was a real
my
option.
favorite. 3's not
Oh.
even.
Can I suck your dick? No, you have to pick. And then you
Three's
suck my dick.
probably for me. I'd say 3 is probably my 3rd favorite in the series. I'd probably go 4, 1, then 3. But I can't deny the majesty that is part 3. You
Yeah,
just
three.
and it's like denying Empire Strikes Back. Like you just can't deny how beautiful this movie was to the franchise and all the fan service. Think of it that way, man. Fan service in '87. That's unheard of, man.
Well, it was a big apology to the fans. It was like, we are so sorry for part 2. We'll correct
Yeah,
it.
they were not sure they were going to continue on with the
And-
franchise
and-
after part 2.
And now part 2, by a lot of people's standards, a lot of people will tell you that they think part 2 is the scariest Freddy in the franchise.
Well, those are
But that's-
homophobic.
that
so
has
that's
been
why.
the same.
No, I mean,
They're
have you
scared of their
watched-
feelings, Jay. They're scared of their own thoughts.
have any of y'all actually seen Scream Queen, the movie?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I saw it, and it gave me a lot more respect for the movie. And I like
100%.
I like the fact that the director apologized for misleading Mark Patton because, obviously he was a closeted, actor in this movie. And he was like living his own kind of like weird, like twisted, like truth at the time. So, I'll give him credit for that. So that's my shout out to two.
Right on.
Hey everyone, it's just Duck jumping in here real quick to say thank you so much for checking out the podcast today. If you're enjoying it, head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, or iTunes, and give We Are Podcast Network a like. And just so you know, the next section of the podcast will be clips from the movie, so you can find replays of the live video stream at twitch.tv/We Are Podcast Network and youtube.com/We Are Podcast Network. Once again, all links can be found in the description. Come check out our live stream every Monday at 8 p.m. And for a full list of future films, check out our social media. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /WeArePodcast. And with that, back to the Horrorcast.
All right, guys, let's get the clips. There's plenty of clips for this movie. Whore! That's all I'm going to say.
Get into an argument, not tonight. Now get to sleep.
Elaine, where do you keep the bourbon?
I'll be right down. Honey, I've got a guest.
And you don't want to keep him waiting.
You think she fucks with that fur on?
She fucks with that fur on.
I'm just asking. Seems like
Knocking the kid's
There's a reason
head.
it's white.
Look at this shit. She just knocks this child's head right off the side of this thing. Bam! Oh.
That's where they made the switch to the skeleton kid.
By the way, that's a great shot. That's
a great
such
shot.
cool
We didn't even talk about that shot.
No,
Yeah.
that is killer. That is all the people, all the kids from Elm Street in the past hanging. And that's my question: is he gets the souls? Can he play around with the souls forever and do shit like this with them? You know,
That's
is
one
it
of
a
your
perpetual
souls.
nightmare. You know what I mean? It's
Are these like the ugly ones, and he keeps the more attractive souls in his chest? Like
He keeps the younger ones, like for him
It's
to
like
look at.
MySpace. He keeps his top 8 inside of him.
Palms
that's a
on
deep
that
cut.
chest somewhere. We all know it.
Put me down. You're hurting me.
That's one
now,
of your
David
souls.
Jessup, make one of those and sell it. That would be
Okay.
badass. That would be
I'm on
killer, dude.
I really want there to be a movie on Freddy's World, though. Like, how do the rules work? Because you got little kids that are just free playing and shit. Then you got dead teens, and you got teens inside it, skin.
Well, you should check out Freddy's Nightmares, the series from the late '80s. It kind of delves into that quite a bit.
Oh, very nice. Freddy Sync. That
so
is
cool.
killer.
Kristen!
You'll never fix your teeth.
I'm out.
Mondays, am I right?
Right in the balls.
I'm Dr. Gordon. I'm not going to hurt you.
I'm Bill Maher. I hate your show. Snake Pit.
Hi. Welcome to the
Is
Snake
Sean
Pit.
Astin?
Nope.
Oh my God, it looks just like him.
Yeah, it does.
Crazy. Acting. She's not good in this
Did
movie.
she always have nightmares?
Oh, she's not good in
No,
this.
they've
She
gotten
is. You
worse
were
since I
right.
took away her credit cards.
I'm serious.
I'm serious.
Miss Thompson, I don't know what you want from me.
Just some answers. There are other
Yeah,
kids involved, not just
She's,
Kristen. All
she's
It's
very
porn
bad.
acting. That's
Yeah,
not good.
Yeah.
you know what? That's a great comment, Duck. That does sound like porn acting.
It's porn
It
acting.
does. Like, this is straight out of Vivid.
Yeah.
If they
Who's
zoom out,
acting?
she's not sitting alone on that couch.
No,
guys.
the mom is good. Nancy's not very good.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah,
She's got
not
Billy
very good.
Jameson and Rita Faltoriano right
I mean,
across from her.
did she get better? And I can't remember.
She's
No, she
really
didn't.
good.
She
She's
was
good
better in
New
New Nightmare. Yeah,
Okay.
well, after this she did Just the 10 of Us, and so she didn't have to really, work on her acting too badly.
She did what?
That sitcom Just the 10 of Us, which she was on with the girl who played the Roach Girl in Part 4.
That's
Oh,
weird.
wow.
smart kids.
Tricycle of Blood. I did like this.
Yeah, honestly, the melting looked really cool too.
I got it.
Yeah.
That's some Pee Wee's Big Adventure shit right there.
Well, you're right, because Cowboy Curtis is in this.
Oh, yeah, that's
It all
right.
comes together. 6
Piggy,
degrees
piggy.
of Cowboy Curtis.
Simulation.
Yes. Yes.
Do the worm?
Oh, fucking love this.
Love the way the room shakes, like it goes up around. It's so badass. That is an expensive special effect right there.
But it looks so good, dude.
It does.
And then we do a little pop up.
Oh, damn.
That had to hurt.
That's a wrestling move, right, Jay?
Yeah, she got powerbomb.
Powerbomb, yeah.
She's a good screamer, man.
I like that shot too, honestly.
Yeah, it's a cool
She
shot.
really
Why'd you say-
does.
David, why'd you say that with a sexual intonation to it?
Because that's who I am.
Screamer man.
She really does.
He's also not wearing pants right now.
Yeah.
Right in the motherfucking eye.
My worm eye, bitch.
Oh, it's such a good animatronic, man.
Yes, it is. Ethan Eastwood, Dungeon Master. Go
Oh,
ahead,
man,
Jay.
I'm glad somebody said it.
That's all I can think of.
Doesn't count. You got to say the words. This is stupid.
She reminds me of Pamela Adlon, and I'm kind of here for it.
Dude, she's hot. I love her.
Yeah.
She's a bad girl.
Good.
She was Bobby Hill, so she doesn't know you.
Let go of her purse.
Godzilla puppet. It's right there.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Nice.
That's cool shit.
Love this stop motion. So they did this
Got Sloth
backwards.
from the Goonies.
They started
perfect.
putting the putting on. Good.
Oh,
Jay.
that's cool.
What were you gonna say, Jay?
I said so perfect. That's all.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Wow.
More of this, less of everything else.
I wanted this puppet so fucking badly as a kid. It hurt me.
Yeah.
What about it as an
guys make-
adult? And you have a puppet maker for a friend.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know guys making
Commission.
one. Yeah, hey,
Are you that?
sleepwalking. You can do it. This kind of works on me. Pulling out
Oh,
the
this
Yeah.
is so
Why is he
awesome.
silent?
That face is ridiculous. It's always kind of stood out as a little bit off to me.
Like
Who's
he,
face?
like he was going for a wince, but it looked like a smile.
Yeah,
Same here,
but,
always.
like maybe it's like he's like in like puppet mode, but he definitely looks like he's about to break out into like a giggle fit.
No, yeah, it took me out of the scene too. I can't unsee it.
Right there. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's, right when he pops up. Yeah,
Great minds.
right here,
dude.
boom.
Yeah,
Boom.
it sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. It's only a second, and you get right back into it. But yeah, it always has kind of irked me.
I didn't
Yeah,
notice
you just
it.
kind of go. Eh.
That
This is
background
degrading.
music is so upsetting.
That. Look
Oh,
at
That
that
shot
reverb?
right there, dude.
Yes. Hey Jay, do you have an extra $200 sitting around?
Why? What's up? You
I
found one?
found one on Etsy for $200.
Damn straight.
Send me the link.
Oh
There
shit!
you go.
Hey, Kincaid Freako Put. I think it was supposed to say freak
I
out.
knew it, so don't have to look at your ugly ass.
Evening sedation for everybody.
The fuck you will. Anybody
Yes.
try to get his ass.
Get him, Kincaid.
You just bought yourself a night in the quiet room, mister. Now
The quiet room.
The quiet room,
Sit
bitch.
down.
Quiet room sounds nice.
Man, get away from me, man. Let me know, man. I don't want to go to sleep. Ain't nobody gonna put me to sleep. I don't want to go to sleep. Man, ain't nobody gonna put me to sleep. Get your hand. I ain't going to sleep. But nobody.
Stay in your seat.
Could he be
TVs.
could he be the original like purveyor of saying the term "go to sleep"? Go to sleep.
I'm going to sleep. You're going to sleep.
TV star.
Weirdly.
Can I ask you something?
Certainly.
So this
got
guy
me.
had
Dick
Just got
Cavett.
me. Yeah.
he had Jaja Gabor on because he said there's the one person I'd never interview on my actual show, and it would be Jaja Gabor. So I'll do it for the movie.
Interesting.
Because
And wasn't he also in Beetlejuice?
Yes.
Look at that. It all comes together.
Fuck, dude. The simulation
That's right,
people
yeah.
are just
Yep,
getting
the
lazy.
simulation
honestly.
overlords.
Like they're just like doing a lot, way too much copy and pasting on their code.
Yep.
Dude, now that I think about it, Michael Keaton would make a very interesting Freddy Krueger.
Oh, shut up. Yes.
he played.
Would
it.
you want him
Beetlejuice.
doing like his Beetlejuice voice or like
Yeah,
a
he-
What about
different version?
what
of
about
it?
Robert Englund as Beetlejuice?
Oh shit!
Yes.
I mean,
What a
pretty much-
weird world swap that is.
it's pretty much
Okay, okay, simulation overlords.
Make it happen.
This is it, Jennifer. Your big breaking TV. Welcome to prime time, bitch.
That line was made up by Robert Englund on the set.
That's a cool effect right there, too.
Yeah.
How the fuck did she get up there? Come on.
Yeah, I
She's got
agree
an
with you on
incredible
that too,
vertical
Doug.
leap.
There's like, it's like, guys, at this point, you should at least be suspicious that like something other than suicide is happening.
Yeah. They're not doing a very good job.
Funny fact, that line he just says, "Welcome to prime time, bitch." That's his tagline in the beginning of Freddy's Dead. You know, remember in all these movies where they have like the Edgar Allan Poe little things where it's like sleep,
Mhm.
those little slices of death, and then the fourth one has it. They skipped it in the fifth one, but in the sixth one, they did something, and then they did one of those, and then they went to Welcome to Primetime, Bitch, Freddy Krueger.
Hilarious.
Nice. Child murderer.
Who is he?
Who?
Freddy Krueger. He was a child murderer before he died.
He's a molester. He's a child.
Everyone glosses over that fact. Yeah, wasn't he also a Chester? Oh, well.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The dream world.
Yeah, let's just try one more time.
I'll do
If it
2 and
doesn't
2.
work, I promise I'll.
Ooh. Soundtrack is fucking killer.
This
They
is
do a
something
good
out
job
of
of like
ET.
blending into like fantasy and then like intense, scare essentially horror.
Yeah.
I am the Wizard Master.
Nerd.
And Kristen, what can you do with your
Oh, cool! I'm gonna do gymnastics against Freddy.
That seems like a cool power, though.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted to be a good gymnast back in the day.
This is Duck's kind of lady.
In my dreams, I'm beautiful.
You are beautiful.
Sexy nurse.
I could get into a lot of trouble for this.
Yeah.
We got some side boob coming up, just so y'all know.
All right,
That's
what's the bigger violation? Nancy hooking up with her supervisor, or the nurse hooking up with her patient? Which one's more of the crossing of the line there?
Nurse, underage patient.
I don't know, but the nurse is disguised as Freddy, or Freddy's disguised as the nurse.
This does
But
seem
he
more
made out with
consensual
Freddy.
up until this point.
Dude, Freddy would have got sodomized straight up all day.
That's terrible.
I'm just
What?
saying.
What's wrong, Joey? Feeling tongue-tied?
He should have gone all the way. He probably knew he was dreaming. He should have finished the job.
All right, now I'm going to jump on top of you, Joey. Don't pay
Yeah.
attention.
It's not going to be any easier to hang like that with an erection. You're right, Hobby.
Did he wrap one of the tongues around that, too?
I hope so. It's like a ring.
Bastard child.
The young girl on the staff was accidentally locked in here over the holidays.
Accidentally.
Inmates kept her hidden for days. She
Talk
was
slower.
raped
Shh.
hundreds
Slower.
of times.
She was raped hundreds of times.
When they found her, she was
But I didn't count.
and with child.
All consensual.
That girl was Amanda Kruger. Her child, Freddy. The
Frederick.
Good job.
bastard son.
Yeah.
So there is I don't know where I saw it, but there is a really badass edit where they took the beginning of Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5 and merged it into Part 3, because Part 5 really goes into that scene in particular, and it really fits perfectly.
Oh,
like
that's
a puzzle,
cool.
like a puzzle piece. Man, I remember saw it.
It was the documentary. I can't remember what the name.
No,
of the documentary
it's a fan made edit. It was a
Oh,
fan
it
made
is?
edit.
Okay.
It's
They
like
did-
they just merged those two, not the two movies, just that part right with what she's saying there, and it really worked out.
Right on. It's a trap.
Drop him, you bastard.
Ooh.
Right on the nipple, nonetheless.
Come and get him, bitch.
Hobby, do you need us to pause this so you can read it?
I can see it now.
Dick. You're such a dick.
See it now.
Someone was gonna say it. I'm glad I didn't have to be that.
I didn't. I was like, no one's gonna say anything. We're too nice.
You guys are not nice.
If Miles didn't, I was gonna jump on it late. I gotta do it.
Tossing tables like Jeebus.
My name is Neil Gordon. Pleased to meet you.
I wear a blazer.
Now listen to me. I don't know if you care whether Nancy lives or dies, but I do.
I've been getting blue balls for fucking 80 minutes. I'm gonna get some.
That was close. Look how close these knives come to King
How do we
Cage.
find him,
Fucking nuts.
Kristen?
Right here. Shit. Oh, shit.
Why is Kincaid so calm? He wasn't figuring it out.
He's not afraid of nothing, man.
Dude, he's from the street.
The bourbon.
Lane, where do you keep the bourbon?
I'll be right down.
I said, where's the fucking bourbon?
Bitch. This was so good.
God damn it, Kristen, you ruin everything. Every time I bring a man home, you spoil it. You know what your shrink says?
Yeah, that's incredible.
You ruined my life.
Scared Duck.
Last time I was in Austin on 6th Street, there's a shop that has some action figures, and they had a figure of like Freddy in the tuxedo holding the mom's head. And it was dope, but they wanted like 80 something for it.
Yeah, I know that spot you're talking about too, man. Yeah, it's that really that badass little corner shop.
Yeah.
They're extremely overpriced.
Very overpriced, but they have to afford rent on 6th Street. So how else they gonna
No shit. I tried to get a Dr. Pepper there. It was $30. It was weird.
Best Dr. Pepper I've ever had. Scared Duck / Let's Get High. Those are parentheses. Oh, Jesus, got me again.
Look familiar.
Okay, asshole. Let's dance.
Bang.
Her hair
There.
is ridiculous.
Right there. Listen, they don't ADR him right there.
Look familiar.
ADR.
Oh, yeah.
Right here, not.
Let's dance.
Why should we fight?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Friends, you and I. Remember?
That's pretty weird, man.
Maybe
Got to ADR that scene almost. It's like they forgot.
Maybe it was designed to disarm her a little bit.
They do it again, though. And
No, it actually sounded like a rehearsal. It actually sounded like a legit take that, like you see behind the scenes. That's what it sounded like. It didn't sound complete.
Yeah.
Let's get high. Is that Clonopin?
I saw Freddy's O face.
That's a bad
Yeah,
O
that's
face.
exactly what it is. He's getting high off it. That's why he says let it run. All right, the Wizard Master.
Well, you
Look at that stance. He hit
Yeah,
him.
he's flirting with him.
Well, the thing that Robert Englund will tell you is his whole stance, because he's only about 5'7", 5'8". So he said to make himself feel bigger in the role, is he liked to stand almost like a gunslinger. That's why you always see him. That's why you always see him with that kind of partial stance, where he's always like just a little asymmetrical, because he's always trying to seem like he's like that James Cagney, like 10 foot tall and bulletproof kind of. Look.
I don't know with that stance and that fedora, he's not giving off an intimidating vibe.
This was a holdover. It's a holdover.
It's a chair for you, kid.
I am the Wizard Master. I am the Wizard Master.
That outfit's fucking ridiculous.
Nerd.
Those shoulder pads were awful.
Fucking nerd.
Prince of Elves, demon be gone.
Oh, sorry, kid. I don't believe in fairy tales.
Ooh, sick burn.
It bums me out every time he bites it, man. I wanted that guy to make it.
Why?
Because he's a nerd and I'm a nerd. I want the nerds to survive, man. It just sucks.
He wasn't gonna walk out of this movie one way or the other, Doug.
Oh, look what you did there.
Yo, Freddy, where you hiding at, you burnt face pussy?
Pussy!
Pussy!
It's like a Kevin Hart, but tougher. I like it.
In and out. Oh, I don't like it. I kind of like it.
I love that smile though, dude. I love the way it just he does a good job of transitioning from like, oh no, I'm fucked to like.
Does anyone know how long because that makeup job on him is so amazing. Like how long it took him in the makeup chair?
68 hours.
Source of the children.
That's one of your soul.
Give me strength.
There you go, David. There's
so
that.
fucking dude. One of them is leaking water, like ooze is coming out of his mouth.
It's gonna be that one right there. Yeah.
Yep, there it goes.
Right there, not ADR again. Listen.
Always room for more.
Always room for more.
That's weird. Yeah, you're
Isn't that
right.
weird? What the
Very
fuck?
weird.
What the fuck? Harry Krueger. I don't know why you called it that, but okay.
Hurry the fucking thing!
Bam! All right, you guys are right. The skeleton, not great, but I'll give it a pass.
Looks like something out of like one of the old like Sinbad movies. Almost.
Yeah, Ray Harryhausen.
There you go. Didn't catch the reference.
They do a good job superimposing it on there. Oh, right in the ball.
They do a passable job.
See, I like that scene. Duck, you said you didn't like that death.
Hey,
You
we're
said
not
he
like a
died
bitch.
I
Everyone goes out like a
disagree,
bitch.
dude.
Even Freddy goes out like a bitch. This movie's just full of people going out like bitches. Mirror, mirror.
I hope you get hit by a bus like Regina George, sir. Being such a mean girl over here.
My bad.
Oh, you're good, dude. I'm just kidding. I hope you live forever.
Me too.
Or as long as you want to, or whatever.
I love that hallway.
That hallway is the shit. Nancy dies. Oh.
Always love you.
Not now, she won't. I mean, that's not much of a catchphrase.
Thanks to Duck, every time Freddy talks, I just imagine him saying bitch at the end.
Yeah.
I'm going to the store, bitch. My guts, bitch.
Y'all are like foreshadowing my recommendation.
Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Nope. Freddy.
Scary Terry. Dust to dust.
That part's really cool.
The house with water droplets on him. Yeah, it's badass. I thought he was going to throw that down there with him.
En nomine Padre and Espíritu Santo.
Nice.
The end. Guess Freddy's still home.
But he's wicked tiny now.
He's like wicked tiny. You don't know about him.
Little
All right,
Kruger.
guys. That's Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Fucking awesome movie. Let's do some recommendations. I'm going to do the exact same ones I think I did the first time we do this. First one will be the movie Bad Dreams because I watched it with Jay and it was fucking awesome. And it stars what's the actress's name?
Jennifer Rubin.
Yeah, she is so
She's hot.
Premium unleaded gasoline.
But it's a really good movie. It's
He
kind
did
of
the Road Warrior.
Well, no,
kind of similar.
It's very similar in that they're both in like institutions.
Yeah,
and people are falling off. But I'm not going to spoil it. But yeah, it's definitely it changes and it's a cool change.
It's good.
Is that Rutger Hauer? No. That's
No.
Aiden something.
This
His name's
guy,
Richard Lynch. Richard
No,
Lynch.
there we go.
Richard
he was
Lynch.
in a shit ton of Star Trek. That's all I know.
Dude, he was in one of my all-time favorite movies, Sword and the Sorcerer, as a kid.
Nice.
Look at this shit. Look at this shit. All right, pretty good movie. My second one's going to be a movie Javi made me watch in a good way. Paprika.
Yeah! This is going to be one of mine, actually. I was going to recommend this.
So Paprika is...
Oh, yeah, I
kind
want
of
to watch this.
a fantasy story, but it's set in dreams, and I don't really remember what happened, but The Matrix stole all of it. That's all I know.
Inception stole all of it.
Oh, yeah, Inception. That's right, Inception. My bad. I knew it was one or the other. And yeah, this is a pretty decent anime. I like it. And
It's trippy as fuck.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird one, but it definitely takes place in dreams. That's what I remember. Check it out. All right, Miles, what's your recommendation?
I'm gonna go with two. One of them I just said, Lawnmower Dog, which is the second episode of Rick and Morty. It's kind of a hybrid parody of Inception, but in my opinion, Scary Terry is probably the best parody of Robert Englund I've ever seen, of Freddy Krueger I've ever seen, I should say. I'll also throw out Treehouse of Horror 6, which is the Simpsons Halloween special. That one we have groundskeeper Willie portraying Freddy Krueger-like character. In the short A Nightmare on Evergreen Terrace.
Right
Good
on.
picks, good pulls.
Who's got another recommendation?
Dreamscape.
Dreamscape, which came out in the was it the same director or writer or who was it?
No. Here's what happened. Dreamscape is there's a big debate over what the first ever PG-13 movie was between Dreamscape and Red Dawn.
Red Dawn.
But the writers of both Nightmare on Elm Street and Dreamscape kind of knew each other. So I think they did a similar thing to what they did in Evil Dead, where they do little homages to one another within the movie itself.
No, it's the same director too. Chuck Russell.
Chuck Russell.
Wow, that's awesome.
Chuck Russell didn't direct Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1, though.
No, 3.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dennis Quaid, man. Dennis Quaid.
Oh,
and homeboy from The Crow. The bad guy in Dreamscape. He was in The
wrong.
Warriors.
Warriors, yeah. Warriors.
Screenplay by Chuck Russell, directed by Joseph Rubin. So
okay.
I was wrong. What else? Who else has got a recommendation?
What else?
Oh shit. Fuck. Oh, not that one.
Mallrats.
Jacob's Ladder.
Oh, dude.
Can we watch that on this? Is that a Flash movie?
You know, I've only seen
War
that
is
movie
hell.
once because that freaked the shit
That
out of
movie
me.
that's a fucked up movie.
War is hell.
I remember walking out of the theater. I saw that in the theater, and I remember walking out, and it was like the whole audience had just left a funeral.
Ooh.
You know what? If we're thinking about doing Jacob's Ladder, we could do one that's even way more horror. We should do Flatliners.
Oh yeah, that was good.
That's a real fun one.
Didn't they remake that one with Elliot Page?
I'm gonna pretend y'all aren't talking right now.
Yeah, okay, no, it was never remade. Jay, did you do a recommendation?
No, but I guess I'll do that one. I do Flatliners, man. Flatliners is a phenomenal movie.
Great movie.
That deals in a similar vein to what Nightmare on Elm Street does, but it's more about dealing with
Death.
taking yourself to death, but how your skeletons of your past can also cause your death. So in a way, it's like Nightmare on Elm Street, but it's also doing its own thing.
And it's you can see that the parallels between that and Batman and Robin because it's the same director, and it's amazing how he was able. Never mind.
Hey,
Schumacher directed some
Schumacher
cool
is
stuff.
polarizing.
Yeah, he directed some good stuff.
It's
Yeah,
Kiefer
Lost
Sutherland,
Boys.
right?
Lost Boys.
Yeah. Kiefer
yeah.
Sutherland. Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Really?
Hey, but
Never
by the
seen
way,
Flatliners.
we haven't
Julia
talked
Roberts.
about it. Has anyone seen the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street?
I have.
Jackie Earl Haley.
Yeah,
Yes.
I did not like
So
it.
I want to defend that movie just a little bit. I don't like that movie, but there's one thing in that movie that I thought was a fucking brilliant idea that just wasn't explored hard enough, and that was the concept of the micro dreams that they would do. Basically, it's based on fact that like if we go without sleep for long enough, your brain will just like shut itself down and go into like sleep. And they had this really great idea with that. The grocery store sequence was fantastic. It happened while they're driving down like the road at one point. I thought that was such a cool concept for a Nightmare on Elm Street film that was just completely pissed away with whatever that remake was.
There's also the scene where he talks to the person in the nightmare, and he's like, he decapitated them, and he goes, it takes 14 minutes for the human brain to die, so we have 14 minutes to play around, but it might feel like eternity. That creeped me out.
Creepy as fuck, right?
Yeah, it was.
And I love the actor. What's his face?
Yeah,
from Bad News Bears.
He was
Jackie Earl
great.
Haley.
Mm-hmm.
He was the best part of that movie. Like
I love him.
Like the Freddy they nailed.
Well,
Everything else they did not.
Another fun fact about that is in the first one, he actually went to audition for A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1, and he brought his buddy at the time, Johnny Depp, and
No
they saw
way.
Johnny Depp, and they were like, we want that guy.
Well,
How
it actually,
funny.
well, according to the audio commentary, it came down to two actors. It came down to Johnny Depp and Josh Brolin. And
Wow.
and Wes Craven's daughters were like, we basically want to fuck Johnny Depp.
He seems like a really
Johnny
nice
Depp.
guy. I would love to get married to him. I'm sure nothing ever bad would ever happen.
I want to shit on his bed, but he's gonna die in the bed.
All right. Miles, where can they find you on the internet?
You can follow me pretty much everywhere at Mr. Most Days Off. And if you want to hear me nerd out about The Simpsons specifically, you can check out the Best Darn Diddly review show. That's Diddly.
Fuck yeah. Javi, where can they find you?
Hey, you can find me on Playset, Javi Bear.
Javi Bear it is. David, where can they find you?
Stop Motion Nightmares on Facebook, and come out to the Double Wide this Sunday. I'll be selling my creepy art.
The Double Wide?
I thought you were insulting me for a minute there. I was about to go off.
Like a trailer?
Yeah, it's a bar down in East
It's
Dallas.
a bar date based on a trailer park.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And thank
On
you.
the side of their thing, it
It's by
says
Deep
our
Ellum.
drinks hit harder. Our drinks hit harder than dad.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My bands have performed there over the years. It's a great place, man. And Miles,
Fun.
thank you for letting me borrow your tent.
Of course.
Wait, is it in Deep Ellum or like legit East
It's in
Texas.
between. It's in between Deep Ellum and Fair Park.
Right
Okay.
there. Yeah, right there in the middle there.
Very cool. And you can find us at wearepodcast.podbean.com, where you can find all the podcasts. You can check out our social media at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at /wearepodcast. And finally, you can find us every Monday for Camp/Horrorcast.
Oh, shit.
Please do not play that, Javi.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to X out of it. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a smart ass right now.
Okay.
Fuck. I'm sorry. There we go. I got it off.
Bad, Javi. You can find us every Monday for Camp/Horrorcast. We talk horror movies from the past, live on Twitch at 8 p.m. Central. With that said, guys, keep horror in your heart. Yes, keep horror in your heart.
Keep it in your heart.
Yeah, keep it in your goddamn heart. Next week we are off, so no movie next week. We will come back with, I believe, Benny Loves You, which is Miles' pick. I think is what we're coming back on.
Hell yeah.
So when we come back, and then we'll get Richie back also, who is the other co-host on the Best Darn Diddly. He will be joining us next month, so that'll be exciting. And with that said, I'm gonna cut the feed. Bye, guys.
And there it is. Thank you again so much for checking out the podcast today. If you enjoyed it, head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, and iTunes, and give We Are Podcast Network a like. And since this is Camp/Horrorcast, if you want to check us out live, we will be on Twitch and YouTube every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time. You can find us at twitch.tv/We Are Podcast Network and youtube.com/We Are Podcast Network. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, you're going to love the other podcasts here on the We Are Podcast Network. We have We Are Air, where we talk movies, entertainment, whatever the fuck we want to talk about. That's me, that's Jake, and that's Javi. We're breaking down that pop culture, and we're having so much fun. And don't forget to check out We Are Bagu, a video game podcast, where we talk Atari to Steam and everything in between. That's me and Dr. Ethan Eastwood breaking down all that video game lore, heroes, Gyros, a Dungeons and Distractions side quest. Me and the boys were playing some D&D. You can start that one from Season 1, Episode 1. It's a blast the whole way through. And I Hate Being Sober. Personal stories from epic people. I sit down with some of my favorite people of all time. We talk about their trials, their tribulations, and their journey this far. Also, check the links in the description for our social media. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /We Are Podcast Network. With that said, hopefully we see you in the live stream.